Okay, now it's going.
It's well.
So, we're Melissa, Dylan, Michael, Adriana, and Riley, and where's Robert?
It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, over there.
So, the cast of characters, Mr. Wunceler is the CEO of the Snuggie Corporation. His main focus in life is to make money. Wunceler.
Yes.
Acknowledge yourself.
I already did.
Larry Axe is an environmentalist who speaks for things that have no voice. Mrs. Wunceler is Mr. Wunceler's personal secretary. Mr. Schmunzler is an advisor to Wunceler and the entire Snuggie empire. And then Barbaloo is Larry's friend, who's also an environmentalist. Like Larry, he speaks for things that cannot speak for themselves. The setting mainly takes place in Mr. Wunceler's office. His office has a large desk and chair, and he always faces his large window to see the land before him. Larry has been fighting the corporation for years. It's an ongoing battle. And the time is present day. Out at the secretary's desk, Larry keeps trying to talk to Mr. Wunceler. He's been going back for 3 weeks now, for 3 weeks in a row, and does not make it past the lobby. Poor Larry keeps getting turned down. The next time he goes back, he will not sit and wait. He's tired of being ignored.
I must see Mr. Wunceler at once.
Mr. Wunceler is in a meeting right now. I'm afraid you're going to have to wait.
I've been coming here for 3 weeks, and you tell me the same thing every time.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Larry is so upset that he barges right into Mr. Wunceler's office, even if Mrs. Wunceler tries to stop him.
I'm so sorry, sir. He just ran past me.
Mr. Schmunzler, the advisor, is at Mr. Wunceler's office discussing business. Mrs. Wunceler apologizes and she was not able to stop Larry Axe.
It's all right, Mrs. Wunceler.
Mrs. Wunceler leaves and goes back to her desk.
Now listen here, bub.
Well, look at this. We meet again, Axe. I haven't seen you in a long while. Schmunzler, this is my old tree hugger college friend. So tell me, what's the meaning of this, Larry?
What do you mean? Don't act like you didn't know I've been coming here over and over and over again. I'm tired of being ignored. You know what I do. I speak on behalf of the Trufulla Tree Foundation.
So what can I do for you, Larry?
Larry throws the stuff that is on the desk on the ground.
Once, Larry, you know I speak for everything that cannot speak for itself. The trees, the birds, the rivers, and their fish, and all that good stuff that we really truly need. And you're wasting it. I'll tell you what you can do for me. You can stop cutting down so many Trufulla trees to make your stupid Snuggies. What do you even make those for anyways? I don't get it.
I see you haven't given up, have you?
Of course not. How could I? And why would I? I see that you haven't changed either, Wunceler. You still act as though nothing is happening. Look around you. What do you see? All the areas is stuff, and more stuff.
You can put your complaints in the complaint box.
Are you kidding me? You've always been oblivious to the world, but now look at you. You're completely blind.
I grew up, Larry. You must realize there's no use for a one man to try and fight the big guys. So if you can't beat them, join them. That's your problem, Larry. You don't know how to go about things. You don't understand business. You come here all unpresentable, unshaven, and disrespectful.
I don't understand business because I refuse to. That's what's wrong with the world. Everything is business. I hate it. And there's nothing respectable about it these days. I'm not going to change the way I look or the way I feel to conform to anything. I've always been a freak, and I'm proud of it.
Well, that's Larry Axe.
Let me ask you something. Why don't you stop making these worthless things?
Worthless? I don't consider things that make a lot of money to be worthless. Why would I stop making Snuggies? The world needs Snuggies. Everyone loves them and demands them. You still think my Snuggies are so terrible?
What are Snuggies even for? Of course people want them. They're constantly being told that they want them and need them. They're told that Snuggie is the coolest product on the market and that everyone else is buying them, and so should they if they want to be cool. I despise useless Snuggies which you cut down our beautiful Trufulla trees for. Do you realize what it takes to make one single piece of crap?
Larry, people are free to have what they want. Plus, there's plenty of money in the business, so why not?
I see you still place profit over actual things. Please, you must stop before the trees and animals are all gone.
Sorry, Larry, I just can't do that.
Why not?
It's pretty simple. 1, those truffula trees are a major ingredient in making Snuggies. 2, those Snuggies make a lot of money. And 3, people like Snuggies. See, everyone's happy. I'm not going to stop making something that makes myself and others happy just to make you happy. You must think about what people want.
Well, just because it makes a lot of people happy doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. That's the problem. We're not supposed to think about what people want, but what people really need.
So are you saying that we must tell people what's good for them?
If you put it that way, yes. They're already brainwashed into wanting what they want, so why not bring awareness and show them what's truly essential and what's not?
Sorry, I can't help you, Larry. I know you're a good guy, but things are not that simple. There's too much involved.
You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. There's a limit how much you can get out of the truffula trees.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If I stopped production now, all the people who work for me would have no jobs. People need jobs to get money so they can feed their families, make payments on their houses and cars, and just about any other thing that they need. If I stop now, everyone would have to move away. Then they would find work elsewhere where the same problem would repeat itself. Even if I didn't care about competition and my own success, someone else would. The world runs on individuals pursuing their interests. It's the system. So Larry, what do you suggest I do?
Well, I guess it could be seen that way, but nature's not a machine, you know? It won't keep going forever. So many people come up with ingenious ideas for bad purposes. Why don't they use that creative energy for good purposes? Remember when you used to have a small business? That wasn't so bad.
Times change, Larry. Progress is progress. Progress must grow.
Well, people think of progress as not good and happens too fast. Think ahead a little, man. All I'm saying is give the trees a chance. Just think about it.
Larry leaves. Wunceler and his advisor, Mr. Schmunzler, talk about what just happened.
Wow, that was entertaining.
I'm sorry you had to witness that. These crazies come around here every once in a while.
Well, he does have a point, you know.
Hey, what side are you on? If you don't like what we do, you could leave.
Schmunzler leaves. Out in the hallway, Larry gets on the phone with his friend.
Larry, what's up, man? How's it hanging?
I'm okay. I'm a little pissed off, but okay.
Why? What happened?
I just went to see the Snuggies CEO.
Dude, that douche you used to know at college?
Yeah, him. I had to storm into his office and interrupt a meeting, but I made him listen to me.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Did you mess some shit up there? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. What the heck? How did it go?
We had a pretty heated conversation. He's not a bad guy. He's just blinded by money. You know how they get. It just drives me insane, man. I just wish he could simply see what's obvious, what's right in front of him.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. Things have been getting so messed up around here for a while, and now it's worse than ever. In a research class that I was teaching at Harvard, a student did a project on bears in the forest, and guess what? I'm sorry to say that I've got to give you some bad news you need to know about.
Oh, great. What could possibly go wrong now? Go ahead. What's the news?
Well, here's the thing. Because all those suits in Wunceler's company are made by chopping down all the truffula trees, all the bears in the area are being forced to leave, and now they're close to extinction. And all the smog from the power plants are forcing the birds to fly away too. The research department team has confirmed it.
Unbelievable. And Wunceler told me that I was exaggerating, too emotional. Can you believe him?
I wish the being all proper would do something. Like we haven't tried that. This stuff is just so completely insane and messed up, I don't even know how to express my frustration. I don't know, dude. Should we have another protest?
We could try that, but we've been doing that for years. I'm not sure we'd get through to him now.
Well, then I don't know what to do.
I don't either, man. Wunceler doesn't care about anything more than money. He's just selfish.
Probably doesn't realize the impact of his company. He won't be happy until he has destroyed the whole world. These fucking businessmen are always thinking of the present and never the future.
You're right. I'm going to go back there and give him peace of my mind. I'll talk to you later, Barbaloo.
All right, Larry, peace.
Larry hangs up the phone and marches back into Wunceler's office. Mrs. Wunceler doesn't even try to stop him this time.
Well, it looks like you're entirely out of truffula trees. What are you going to do now?
It's a good try, Larry.
Schmunzler walks back in and confirms what Larry said.
Disgrace. Wunceler, what he says is true. I just heard from some partners.
What? I never thought they would run out. Or not so suddenly, at least. No. As long as there were truffula trees, I couldn't see the present or into the future. All I saw was the money I made.
What do you mean, suddenly? Well, I guess you got what was coming to you. It's called karma.
Larry gets up and leaves.
What am I going to do now? Now that there are no more trees and all my workers have quit because we can't make Snuggies out of thin air.
Oh, what?
You mean figure?
Well,
Wunceler pauses to think for a minute.
unless...
Well, unless you reverse it now, try to fix it before it spreads all around.
6 months later, a hopeful Mr. Wunceler is standing on the street next to his old headquarters, a now abandoned building. He's randomly talking to people as they pass by and putting a small package in everyone's hand.
There's hope. Take 1, take 2, take 3. If everyone plants at least 1 Trufulla tree seed, when they grow, maybe things will get better. Yes, I hope they will. We'll have the trees back and all the animals too.
The end.